Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to be informing you on the major differences between captive and wild orcas. Since about 1970, it's become a common practice for marine mammals to be removed from their home in the wild and the ocean to moved into captivity in places such as SeaWorld. We use these places for human entertainment and shows and everything like that. They keep these mammals in pools that obviously cannot compare to the ocean, and it's not the best for them to live in there. And of course, a captive setting will never be able to recreate an animal's natural habitat. So today we're going to take a look into the major differences between the captive orcas and the wild orcas and some things that change with their environment change. Wild orcas live in pods ranging from 3 to a couple dozen, and they stay with this pod for usually their entire life. Some only leave to breed, and they usually come back with their babies. In captivity, they're not kept in these social groups. They're not kept with their family or their friends. This is incredibly bad for their mental health, and because they need to learn, they need to be with other ones, and they're very social and very intelligent. Another thing is female orcas in the wild, they usually begin breeding at about 15 years of age. The gestation period is about 13 to 17 months, and they give birth every 3 to 5 years. In captivity, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't even go down that smoothly. Orcas in captivity have been known to undergo artificial insemination for actually many years now. On top of that, females are forced to begin breeding at such an early age, which is before 15. Some have even been taken away from their mothers before reaching their full maturity. This lack of maternal experience also adds to the stress of being in captivity, which also leads to some of the female orcas will reject their young when they're born, which this is unheard of in the wild. They love their babies. Another effect of these beautiful orcas being kept in captivity would be the lack of adequate exercise. Huge mammals, they need to move. So, in the wild, they swim about 100 or more miles a day and have the ability to dive up to 200 feet into the ocean. In captivity, an adult orca would have to swim around their pool for about 2,000 laps to reach about 100 miles, and that still would not be enough for them because, they need more. This lack of movement and exercise is what today's scientists are saying that this is what leads to the dorsal fin to be collapsed, which is a major sign of depression, anxiety, or, just unhappiness in general, that they want to be somewhere else. Another fun fact for today would be that they live about 50 to 80 years in the wild, but the oldest recorded one was a 103-year-old female spotted, I believe, off the coast of Alaska a couple years back. Very incredible animals. They need our attention, and I think it's important that people know the differences in their lifestyles. In conclusion today, wild orcas are amazing mammals, and they're not ever known to be harmful or mean to people, and they're incredibly intelligent and very friendly. They have very different lifestyles when they're put in captivity, and they have very different reactions to people when they are in a smaller environment.